Hey y'all, Raymond James here. My friends call me RJ. I'm sitting here with my producer Bob Parr. Very, very talented gentleman. Has been doing the music thing for 30 plus years. He's had the honor of playing and recording with lots of major artists, including Cher, Barry White, Brian Wilson, and Ken Scott of the Beatles. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but he's the man.
Hi. Been around the block, lived in LA, lived in New York, worked in Hamburg doing a lot of EDM for a long time, worked around the Florida area for a long time, and now I'm in Texas. I was a session bass player in LA after graduating from UNT, which is a music school here. And I went out to LA, which I actually was born in LA, so I went home and went on the road with Cher and wound up back in LA just working in the studios and worked on a lot of television shows and films and quite a few records. And and then I wound up being a programmer before MIDI was even a thing, and worked in pretty much every DAW that exists. And now I've become a full-time producer and engineer, and I play at my church, play bass, and so that's what cool. That's what I do.
Yep. So we're gonna talk about my track, I Don't Even Know. Released it about 2 months ago now. The song itself kind of came about just kind of going through a season of life of kind of the unknown and not knowing kind of what to do or which way to go, or which way was right or wrong. And I think everybody runs into that in their life all the time. And so wanted to capture the feeling of that. And so we got in the studio, Bob, myself, and his son Elijah Parr. We got together and started kind of working on this track and started writing and trying to capture the idea of the unknown, and so it turned into the I Don't Even Know, and we're gonna kind of talk about how we started, musically speaking. We started with Bob kind of vamping on the piano and getting some chords together, and so we're gonna kind of just go through some of the sounds and let y'all kind of in on how we did it and all that jazz. So yeah, cool.
So we started with this dark piano patch, which is there's a library called Spitfire, and they have a library called Labs, and this is a dark piano preset from one of their labs that I kind of messed with a little bit. And we started here, just came up with a ostinato kind of groove thing, not groove.
Yeah, a little vibey, a little dark, but not too dark. There's some lift in parts of it.
Then we added the pads. It's kind of vocal thing. And then as the sections developed, we added more and more ambient kind of bowed sort of thing.
I knew it would speak. As soon as I started hearing all the synths and such, I knew it was going to speak a lot more than I thought. Just because you really start to get in the feeling of what we're doing and what we're trying to capture. And as we went, it just kept kind of doing that.
So we added this high kind of ambient pad in the pre-chorus. And we added this kind of white noise pad with that. And then in the chorus, we added this sort of moving thing. And then we added this loop vocal, which is really a vocal pad. It's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, it's very subtle, but it's there and it's cool.
And then we added this guitar on the chorus, which was really cool.
So this is the only guitar in the whole track, but it's perfect in the chorus because in the chorus we wanted there to be a change so that you knew the chorus was there. So we added the guitar because the song's very kind of just rides, and so we had to add different elements to kind of let you know what was going on melodically, lyrically, and then obviously instrumentally. So yeah.
Then we added some weird effects, like this weird backward lick.
So that sound actually came about. Bob took a part of my voice from one of the vocal tracks and, you know, just turned it around backwards, took it up some octaves, and just kind of molded it into what we wanted it to be, which was kind of just like a sample kind of vocal in there to kind of give it just something like signature that people could always remember when they heard the song, and it would kind of trigger like, oh, this is that song, you know. And so we captured it, yeah.
Other signature sound too that I was trying to get up.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
There it is.
One of my favorite sounds. That was one of my favorite sounds because it just kind of, it's like doing its own thing. Like it's out in the ether, just kind of roaming around. But it's like very, very. It feels like a dream to me. Like almost like, you know, like I'm reflecting back on something. That's what it felt like to me when I heard it. So I thought it was very cool.
And this is the bass sound. It's pretty subby.
Yeah.
A little modulation on it, a little growl.
Yeah, and we wanted to, it kind of has a little bit of a West Coast vibe, so we wanted kind of that West Coast feel, just riding along, you know. You could just vibe to it. And it blends really well with the other sounds, as you can hear.
Then we started adding the hi-hats and claps. And we added the kick drums.
Kind of still vibing to a little bit of a Cali kind of West Coast kind of feel a little bit.
And then we had vocals.
Tells me when I can move. So we put a little auto tune on the end of the phrases, as you can hear.
I got something heavy,
just to make it kind of sound like a instrument. You know, obviously a lot of people do that, but a lot of people will use auto tune throughout the whole vocal. Which is cool. It can be really cool, but we wanted to use it only in certain spaces and situations, just to kind of have it stand out as an instrument and tell a story itself. So, yeah.
And then the vocal was done on the Black Spade mic, which is modeled after the U47, the Neumann. Sounds a lot like it.
All these things that you see over here, and all this, the board, the SSO, and all these things are all the icing on what we do.
Yeah.
So we go in there and we do the best we can, and we try to get it done and knock it out and make it sound amazing and capture an emotion and a feel. But these are the things that put that icing on top of the emotion and feel. And when both of those things connect, you have a really beautiful thing that speaks beyond measure. So
yeah, it's cool. So we went for a brighter sound for this. You know, he was up close on the mic and getting a real breathy and real bright sound.
We all could use it.
This is without the kick.
What you do will always come back to you.
So the majority of the low stuff is coming from the sub.
We all could
The kick
use
is
it.
pretty bright.
Let it happen. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Guitar.
So one of the big like staples of the record that I really enjoy, but also a lot of people mentioned who've listened to it, talked about the bridge, because the bridge has a voicemail that my uncle, who lives up in Saginaw, Michigan, sent me. He actually called me. Shout out Saginaw. He called me after I'd sent him a text saying basically that, you know, sorry I couldn't get back to you in time. I'm going through some stuff down in Texas, and you know, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And his response to that was to call me and leave a very cool voicemail. A lot of the stuff he talked about, the themes and stuff, were just something that we were trying to capture with this song. It really spoke to just negativity and positivity and staying away from negative people, negative things, negative thoughts, and focusing on the positive in life. It was amazing because in the voicemail, he actually went in that order. So it was just very, very cool, very serendipitous, and he was just very emphatic in it too, which I thought was really cool. And I think emphasis on words is very important, and you'll hear that he does that a little bit in this. So we're gonna go ahead and play it real quick for y'all to hear in the raw.
All right, here we go.
RJ, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, man. They've been going through some things, huh? In Texas. I'll tell you like this, my brother, my nephew, stay away from them negative people, man. I don't even fuck with negative people, man.
Yeah, so that's the bridge part when he focuses on the negativity, and we thought it would be great to end it on a positive note, so we're gonna play that now.
So always think positive, man, you know? And once you get into that mindset like that, you'll find shit just opens up for you, man, because you're always gonna be around positive things, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so that was the voicemail. Shout out to my Uncle Spencer up in Saginaw, Michigan. Just a very cool thing to say, very wise words, and we all could use some positivity in our lives. And I agree with everything he says, you know, focus on the positive. It's very hard, easier said than done, but if you can focus on the positive things in your life, you'll be more thankful for the life that you live and that you get to live every day, because it is a gift.